You're on there? Got it.
Sorry. That's fair. Okay, let's see. So now, screen share, no. Cameraman.
Oh, hey, you're here. How's it going?
Good. Mute microphone, turn camera off. Yep, let's leave that to full.
Trust me, you're going to do
One viewer.
Oh, I heard you show up. Baby Ninja Turtles.
Okay. So now.
John, I'm going to come sit up here, but you're all set up
Right here. You take this seat. This is just going to be doing this live stream.
Will you tell? No, I can tell Jen. No, I don't know the details. Will you tell Jen? Because Jen wanted to watch the live stream.
It's up on our YouTube page, our Facebook page.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Sean. Hello.
Oh.
Hi, Kim.
So Heiser's not here, right?
Don't think we're gonna get a better location, like better than just there.
I've never seen Pick Monkey since Hall before.
Mike, can you just jostle and make sure that that thing is getting any kind of heat? Because I am. There we go. That's why it's not pumping out.
By the
way, John has the video ready to go.
Oh, I didn't know you did these. I'll open that up. I had no mention of it. Yeah, I edited it recently. At all. He's got this later in how to post the video, so it'll go up soon.
Exactly what
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said. I thought you said EP55. This is my bad here, right? I'm just kidding, man. This is my bad. But yeah, no, I couldn't hear you.
It's too close. We can't get everyone in. Yeah. And there's no way to zoom out the camera, is there? So the other option is move it back further somewhere. How can we do that? That's a lot. All of us wondering about the new t-shirts. How much are they? Same price. Same price? Yes. Very best. Yeah. All right, that's what as good as getting. All right.
How do I squat? Like, for some reason on 2-3, I'm going to get this or that. This is the presentation one. This is the one. I don't need that one at all. I don't know why it's
Well,
Yeah, arm length.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We did one where it was 6 to 7. We then just had to stand up like 6 kids on mine. It was like, 30 seconds. Oh!
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't matter.
we'll be in the game. It'll be in the game.
We're at 8. Holy shit.
Video went up today.
Are you streaming already?
Yeah.
Did Mike help you?
We're just getting everything set up, guys. Thanks for joining already.
That's what I did.
Give them an early show, eh?
And not so obvious reasons.
I'm gonna text Jen and see if she's watching.
I mean, the rules still out on Geeks.
Can you see the whole stage?
Yeah, just barely.
I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting mine to be so close to the end of the video, but yeah, here it is actually.
It's up on the screen.
It's an enemy from the show called You Hear Bride starts off.
Italian Spider-Man.
It's all the
I did it. It's on there.
Well,
it's on,
your name is Simon.
I
saw it? Your name
No.
is Simon.
I
And right
watched
now
it
they're
today.
at B for Bill.
Is it in alphabetical order? Yes. Oh, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
There you go, Trevor.
I didn't include it on it.
Carrie. That's a really good picture.
That's a good picture, Carol.
Yeah.
Great picture of that.
I'm pretty on it. That's a good picture.
Yeah,
I don't think this is. Oh wait, first name.
yeah. That's what I said, Will.
I'm gonna be way too.
I love how Duke is still in there somehow. There's that. And you pissed yourself.
Oh, I can't see. It's on your feet.
Yeah.
What?
My life.
There you are.
Yes, you do. Pat told you that.
You just missed yourself.
Oh, I've seen it before. What?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh God! He used the first thing when I was crying.
I think I supplied my own.
Most people do.
Yep, you did.
Yeah, I can't remember what I did.
Freaking Larry in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
That was on Wednesday.
Is that ugly back?
I don't know Mallory. What? Who's Lady Felicia?
Mallory.
Yeah.
Because I told him to play 2 shows.
Well, these cards are.
Oh yeah. They would have been. That would have been 4 in the second show.
Yeah, exactly.
Not Maggio. Not here, Sean.
There you go. There you are. Hang on next.
I still have 42 shows completed.
Oh no, after that.
I think you hold the record. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with 42 shows, Steven is the.
John, did you make that?
Yeah.
It just appeared on his doorstep. Full of corn. Someone else there. Then you can hear us on live stream. So I think now is the time to talk about how hot dogs are totally sandwiches. Yeah, we're doing live stream. I mean, definition of sandwich makes it pretty clear that hot dogs are sandwiches.
Can you see over me? Can you see over me?
Yeah.
I can't see over you.
Shut up, yes you can.
Doesn't matter whether.
And to my right, John Roy's crotch.
Oh, hey. People on the screen are missing John Roy's crotch.
It doesn't matter if those two
But you're getting to see Heather's cleavage.
to the world.
Well, that was unexpected. And suddenly we have a billion viewers. Just kidding.
There's 4.
This is Geeks first.
There's 4 viewers.
Packed full of food. Is it actually live? Yeah.
Yes, it
Jen said that we hear a lot of the background conversation. So we should probably tell people that we are live streaming.
Cool. It's on the YouTube as well.
Which camera is this? Camera? No.
No. They're just doing it for this specific one.
What probably happened was Jen watched.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, okay. And I'm glad I said that very loudly so she knows
Hello,
that I'm
everyone.
calling her out.
Just to give everyone a quick heads up, we will be live streaming tonight's event, so your conversations may be overheard by the computer up the front here. Just want you to be aware in case you're saying anything sensitive.
And it's happening right now.
Who?
It's happening right now. It is live streaming now. Also, feel free to share with your friends who aren't able to make it out tonight that they can watch it online right now. You can go to the link to our Facebook page.
Cool,
So
I'll tell Jen.
Jen's already on. She's watching us. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen. I'm watching you too.
Also, I'm going to be doing some little short interviews later with asking everybody how they first got involved or came out to GVN. So if you guys want to think about your potential stories for that and you want to get involved, come by me after and we'll get those going too. Cheers, guys.
Yes. Yeah, and I too.
When I talk about interviews, I feel like I have to. Oh my god! I am
He's gone for like a week now.
This is already also delayed.
I gotta put a wicked video.
You got a what?
Well, wicked video. Roll it over. Done.
Yeah.
Everyone watching go, okay, I'll take it.
It's the year Billy Dean.
Me too.
I used to work in that. I didn't really want to at first it was like that. Like, that's the same guy, or am I just being nice? No, I was like, that's the same guy. Or am I just being racist? Like, oh, your accent.
Hey, that was Trevor.
No, it was
Up in the air.
And then I just not even hearing the conversation. Like
It's nice to know his coworkers are good. I don't have to constantly help.
Blasphemy! I had one idea.
Wait a minute, like, I'll be the Star Wars Rebel. And when I say Rebel, I mean I'm wearing Star Trek.
I think I'm in this one. Oh, yeah.
okay, so your job, Heather, is if it goes, there's a little bit of a lag with the live feed, so if it goes horribly wrong, your job is to slap it shut. On that?
Yeah.
It just goes black, doesn't it?
No, it actually goes into semi-sleep on this way.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah!
Okay, so we got 1, 2 cameras ready to go.
You made us. not edit all this, it looks like he's practically telling me to watch the actual video, but it's very slow. But we're like, I don't know if that's
That's why editing is everything.
Dude, dinosaurs. Yeah, those are our friends. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Those are how the other two. That's exciting. Yeah, I was going to get here. That'd be so funny. You have to probably.
Well, hello.
Or she actually met you. I was like,
I like what he's watching on They jumped right out of their
really? They call it that toys?
Yeah, that's the only cartoon. Watch our GI Pro. They're full of sucking tanks.
Look at that bunny! Yeah,
It's okay to watch it.
Actually, my favorite thing is
I'm sweating worse than Jay for Uber.
looking like that. He comes this way into his head.
Your mom sounds off. I mean, you probably also love her. I don't think I've ever heard of Do you have any? Okay, that's good.
Boy toys.
My mom lost her mind.
But the moment you have these, when you lost boy toys. Or girl toys.
My favorite Disney What's your favorite Disney
Mulan isn't feminine enough for me.
Yeah, she dresses up like a boy. Have you seen it?
Yeah, but you also have boys dressing up as women, and even now.
Carol's not here, is she?
I haven't seen it.
There's something about being bi and only half of your parents being upset about it.
My father doesn't like it.
We got 3 viewers.
Yeah. I should probably start looking at this.
Oh yeah, those because I was like, I don't remember anything like that at the wedding. It was like the wedding was last night.
I need a charging cable for my phone.
I don't have one, sorry.
but like, it wasn't like, what? It was fun? It was, okay.
Thanks so much for watching the Batman Arkham song and music video. I truly hope you enjoyed it because it gets stuck in my head a couple of times. If you'd like to download the song, the download links are in the description below the video. As always, I wrote and sang the song. My producer, Peter Littman, did the instrumental and music production for this. Please go check out JT Machinima. That's the one who did the rapping on the track. Thank you so much to him for being a part of it. The link to his channel is in the description as well. Just like I do on this channel, he makes original music inspired by video games over on JT Machinima. If you're hearing either of us for the very first time, please do subscribe to both of our channels.
So, like, when you said it was gay, I was like, oh, I had something of that situation was randomly off.
As always, let's check out music. Thanks so much for your support, and I'm out.
Hi, Genevieve.
You want a drink?
Jen keeps texting me.
What do you want, red?
Yeah, because that makes sense.
Wait.
Oh, okay. That's trash. I don't really know what happened.
Oh my god, I want this. Look at this. Someone drew this and tweeted it.
Where is that? Here?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I think it's the guy with
Awesome.
can we put that up somehow at the end? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Not right now. No.
No, I mean like tonight. Like when we're announcing the winner. Don't worry.
Yeah, I probably can. Yeah. Let me see.
I just didn't want to take up the table like elsewhere, so I thought I'd stay here. I'm doing the Twitter thing. So. If I'm in the way, I will move. I'm gonna go check on him.
John, Jen says it's perfect. No worries.
Yeah. We'll have to find a trip
They were there for the last one. That's all they wanted to say. That's So the only thing, can you ask Jen? She can't see the screen, can she?
She should be able to.
Really? Because all I see here is a bunch of lights. Like barely. She might be able to see
I
a
lost
little.
my earring.
No,
I lost my earring. Now down behind it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think my earring.
What did Jen say? Did she say she can see the screen?
No, it's fine, but here.
Oh, right, of course. That's what I thought. That's what I can see too, is light with like some light. It's probably not going to be better. It's too much light coming directly out. How's yours? You can see it?
Oh yeah, yours is
better.
I've got better. It's not great right now, but like I think darker video images it'd be better.
You got 2 viewers, we got 4. That's awesome. 6 people. Everybody wants to buy.
I guess Periscope on Abby's Twitter, and then the official YouTube over here.
How'd you get the front row seats? I know first. We know everyone.
I'm pretty sure you never met a king the son of a nation. I'm pretty sure
I thought it was made from yeah. But it's like, I feel like Max is alive in spite of these, and I feel like Earth is alive in spite of these. So it's like, you know, this pyramid of life is what is like, you like to be everybody else.
Going up the left.
No, you can't see it. No, you can't. Hi, Jay!
Half.
What?
Trying over here.
Here? Where?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the series finale of the Geeks versus Nerds podcast. I want to thank you all for joining me.
I don't know how to react.
Don't make it any harder on me, okay?
That's what she said.
Thanks, Leo.
It's happening now.
No, I can always count on you. Well, this is our 55th regular season live show. Now, a lot of those shows were double shows, and we don't include the shows that we do for cons. So that's 55 individual nights in a room like this, doing shows for people just like you, and in a lot of cases, people who are you. I want to really thank you all for coming out. I mean, I see a lot of faces that have grown up, sort of, with Geeks versus Nerds. It's been 8 years since we started. I mean, that's a long time. Some of you are married. Some of you have kids now. Some of you are divorced. So it's like happiness all around. I mean, I'm touched at the amount of people who've come out for this last show. Thank you all very much. I want y'all to know that I practiced very hard this afternoon to read this intro without crying. So I'm gonna fail. That's just all there is to it. So get ready. Those of you who are on stage, like, I know that I've got some good friends who are wearing makeup tonight. I'm sorry, I'm gonna make you cry.
6 hours to put this face on.
Yeah.
And you're still beautiful, Simon.
Thank you.
I gotta thank our supporters, of course. Cape and Cowl. Jay, who was with us from the start and went off and made Cape and Cowl. Monster Comic Lounge, who has been 100% behind us from the beginning. Strange Adventures, who's provided us with so much. Giant Robot Comics, Dark Myths Connection. The Last Game Store was supporting us when it was the second Last Game Store. It's been 8 years. Of course, the Boardroom Game Cafe. With 2 locations, one here and one in Bedford. So get out to that. Wow, that's really interesting. I've never heard a cheer for Bedford before. Oh, there you go.
I cheer while leaving Bedford.
Also to our own artist of hooking, Kayla, and Adorable Adoptables. She provides the prize for the GVN live tweet. Not tonight. Oh, okay. And next, of course, is the Oasis giving us this wonderful spin. Now, as this is our last and final season, we have the Best of Halifax Coast. If you would go on and vote for us, if we could end our podcast run in the top, that would be amazing. I don't think, honestly, that we've got some really big podcasts out now, But if you would go and vote for us on that podcast, we'd like to finish with a recognition on our final season. That would be wonderful. So if you get out there, please go to the Coast website and vote for us there. And GVN, the reason why GVN regular season is ending is so we can focus on other projects. One of those projects is Bar Trivia Halifax. It's a really, really fun new form of trivia, and we're looking at expanding that to some other venues across the city and doing it all on the same night. So you've got teams that will compete over different bars. An interesting and fun way to do it. So if you get a chance, we're starting here tonight on Monday nights at 7 o'clock. There is our wonderful hostess who's trying really hard to hide. We have so many great people. Like, there's a lot of people who've been involved in GVN and been a part, and I can't recognize you all. Yeah, too much weed. I forgot what you look like. Also, we have other projects coming on, so check out GVN website, check out GVN Facebook, and we'll let you know what we're doing then. Also, don't forget about the Hyrulean Market. Back there, we have new t-shirts that are in people's sizes again. Yeah, you laugh, but you get pretty angry when all we have is smalls.
Hey, works for Addie.
Yeah. And finally, we have the GVN Live tweet. So if you are of the Twitter persuasion and you wish to live tweet the show, add the hashtag GVN Live, and you will be chosen. We have our Twitter judge right here, Heather, will be judging. And what gift do we have for? We have a Boba Fett
bank.
A Boba Fett piggy bank.
And 2 free admissions to the boardroom.
And 2 free admits to the boardroom. That is the Twitter prize tonight. So if you're going to tweet something, pardon?
Are you bribable? I'm drinking white wine.
Add the hashtag GVN Live or we won't see it. Hashtag GVN Live. Okay. I kind of got off topic when I was going through it, forgot, and then remembered. So I wanted to say that there are a lot of people who make GVN happen. There are people who put in a lot of work up here, but there are people who put in week after week of work, coming up to the weekly meetings and doing things. One person is not here. Jen, I'm talking to you. You come out every week. Also, John Roy, of course. Without John Roy, there would be no GVN because he does a lot of the shit that I can't do and don't want to do. Just the stuff that I hate, he likes, so it works out really well. And our note taker, Heather, down here, who comes out every week to the meeting, our host of Real Geeks, Trevor and Mike, Leo, who makes regular stops. There we go, and the host of Knockout the Nerd. Who else we've got? Way over in the Hyrulean Market, almost like she's been cut off, but we have Paula over in our Hyrulean Market. Who's still working hard. And I'm looking through the crowd. Of course, Kat, our connection with people. And there are people who are on stage. Oh yes, I almost forgot the man who makes it all happen, Lenny. I already called that. You gotta be paying attention. Yeah, Lenny is the man who twists wires together and quite literally MacGyver's our show. Lenny, I'm going to start a petition to have MacGyvering changed to Lennying. I think Lenny is a far better role model to try and live up to than the fake science that MacGyver puts in. So it's the last time that I get to do this for a live show.
Until next week.
No, for this show, and I this is one of my favorite parts. This is a live show, and it's only as good as you people are. We up here feed on your energy, so if we're bad, it's your fault. So if we suck, it's your fault. So I'm going to teach you in this show for the last time how to be a professional audience. If you take your right hand and stick it out like this, and take your left hand and stick it out like this, and you bring them together once, that is a clap, not to be confused with. That's like, that's how many times I've told that joke. F55, not including non-regular seasons.
And it was all the first time.
Now, the first time it got a great laugh, man. That's why I kept doing it. I'm going to do all my old material this time. If you chain those together, you get applause. If I divide the room in half and say that this half of the room follows this hand, and this half of the room follows this hand, if I were to raise this hand slowly, awesome. And if I were to raise this hand, this side of the room, all right.
What is this witchcraft?
Yeah!
Casinos are well trained.
Yeah!
I haven't got my exercise today. Jumping jacks, ready? You're fired, Ed.
Don't fly away.
You can only do so much of those. I'm going to die of a heart attack. Okay. So, I think just about everybody here has been at a GVN before. But do we have any brand new GVN people? Yeah, okay. So do you guys know what's coming next? Okay, these people here have all foolishly self-identified. please watch these people as they react to probably the worst song I've ever written.
And also the best.
And also the best. Yeah, it's one of those things that that is what the Germans like to call an earworm, only with a lot more fucking. I'd like to try and get a good take on this too. I want to save this one. Here we go. This is content warning for the show. Here is something that you might like to know. The following contains adult things and strong language, so here we go. Fuck, 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 fucky, fuck, 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 go. Fuck, 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 fucky, fuck, 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 fuck. Fuck. I'd like to say I take pleasure in never playing that song again, but I'm playing it next month for HowCon. And the month after that for CaperCon. And then probably again next year. But
And family Christmas.
well, how are you supposed to get the babies to sleep?
That's why you're never invited.
That is on purpose. Okay, we are missing 3 vital components. The first component is my woo girl. I need, I've got some volunteers already. The woo girl always says woo at the end of, okay, Missy, you're gonna be my woo girl. So when I point at you, Missy, there you go. And I need my laughing and clapping guy at the wrong time. It just kind of, it's the part you were born to play, Ed. Let's give a round of applause. Ed has been with us since the first season. And he is, I mean, like, Ed on stage with you. And when I first met you, I thought there's no way in hell I will ever see you up on stage. You have come light years, my friend. I have seen you on this stage. You have left me in stitches more times than I can count.
This is an improvement.
You have been amazing, and I'm very glad to have shared a stage with you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Finally, I need a go call.
Leo!
Okay, Leo, you've got to put your hand down. This is your punishment for being right so many times. I'll get back to you because I know you've been thinking about this for a long time. Okay, let's hear it, Blake.
Okay, just one more time for old time's sake. Punch it, Chewy!
Punch it, Chewy. Okay, let's...
Lennying.
Lennying. Okay, hashtag Lennying. Okay, let's hear it.
Nothing ever ends, Adrian.
Nothing ever ends, Adrian.
That was mine.
Yes?
For the last goddamn time.
For the last goddamn time.
Jen has one.
Okay, to infinity and beyond.
Jen has one.
Okay, what does Jen say?
I am glad you are here with me, here at the end of both things, Sam.
I I don't think I'll make it through that. Okay.
Shut the fuck up about Moon Man.
I'll pickle Rick. You want to pickle Rick? Is that it? Is that it? Pickle Rick. That's what we're gonna end with. One more.
I'd kind of like to hear you say, "I just as soon kiss a Wookiee."
Yeah.
I can arrange that. Finally, Leo. Okay.
That's what I do. I drink and I know things.
All right. I am crowning Leo the undefeated king of go calls. Heavyweight go call champion.
Who are you calling heavy?
You!
He carries it all in his ass.
All right.
I said not just his ego, it's his.
Are you guys ready? John, are you ready? Oh, okay. Well,
Dramatic pause.
are things on fire?
It wouldn't be a GBM without things on fire. Okay.
Okay, just a request from the Oasis that at the end of the night, you go to the bar and settle up your tab with them. They've got them all up there, but there's a lot of people here, and they're definitely got one guy who's working his ass off there. Okay. That's what I do. I drink and I know things. Okay. All right. Are you ready, Lenny? Are you ready, John?
Is someone's phone ringing? You need to Tyrion, and you are Tyrion.
All right. That's what I do. I drink and I know things. Welcome to Geeks versus Nerds, a debate-style program where we investigate topics nobody else has the guts, tenacity, or interest to investigate. The object of the show is simple: secure the title for your team's candidate using facts, obscure knowledge, and trash talk. Tonight, we have Batman versus Boba Fett on Geeks versus Nerds. It's been 8 seasons that we've been making stupid arguments about dumb things. And it's been a hell of a ride. It's the end of the regular show recorded in Halifax. GVN Halifax is not going away. The Halifax podcast will go on hiatus for 2018 while Geeksploitation looks forward to new projects. And I'm out of breath from jumping around. In that time, Vancouver Geeks versus Nerds will still be podcasting, and we will still be recording at special events. So we're not going away. When I started doing this podcast, I was only concerned with doing it and keeping it going.
Live long and prosper.
It was a singular task that kept me so occupied. I had given no thought with how to end it.
Yeah.
I'm still at a loss. It can be hard to say goodbye. So we've decided to end it with how we began it, Boba Fett versus Batman. And I think there's a nice symmetry to that. Now I'm just eating time from my Batman Boba Fett intro because I don't know what else I can say about these guys that I haven't said over the last 8 years. What I can say about GVN is it has been one of the greatest experiences of my life, hosting this regularly.
That's your statement, not a question.
I want to thank everyone. I want to thank everyone who's a supporter of the show in any way. Thank you all for being part of our tribe. Holy shit, I made it.
Barely.
I didn't think I would. I have talked a lot of shit about Batman over the years. Try it, it's easy. Just take any aspect of Batman and say, but what if it were real? So I want everybody in the bar, just try this. Go, but what if it were real? 1, 2, 3. But what if it were real? Okay, I'm going to be, remember that, we're coming back to that. So here, let's try it. Batman, the Batcave is where Batman collects all of his evil trophies, sensitive crime-solving equipment, and Bat-themed weapons of domestic terrorism. But what if it were real? If it were real, he would have all that, and it would always be covered in an inch of bat shit. Okay, let's do another. Let's do another. Batman has cutting-edge gear to help him battle dastardly evildoers. But what if it were real? If it were real, as long as no one takes a real close look at the Wayne Tech books, nobody goes to prison for embezzlement. See? It's easy. It's not hard to do at all. Just pretend you're explaining Batman to someone who has never heard of him before. So like an alien or the Amish. It's okay. It's okay. This is a podcast. They're never going to find out I'm making fun of them.
It's being live streamed.
They're never going to find out they're Amish, Ed.
And that also went out on live stream.
Okay, Ezekiel, go get Obadiah on the bicycle there. We're going to charge up and let's watch the internet. I'm just going to plug it into your sister and she's going to talk. Ed, fulfilling his obligation of speaking out of turn.
I'm going to miss this.
Where the fuck was I? Oh, okay. It's a podcast. They'll never know we're making fun of them. Right, Ed. Okay. See, if you do it for long enough, you'll realize just how stupid the Batman concepts are loud. Like this. Batman doesn't use guns. He uses sharpened boomerangs that look like bats, but do not return to the hand when thrown. So what the hell is the orang for what the hell is the orang part of batarang for?
Maybe he doesn't know how to say clang.
Confusing criminals, I guess. I know he's not real. And that makes it awesome. Somewhere in the suspension of disbelief, Batman becomes unbearably cool. Therefore, if I apply the suspension of disbelief to my life, I'm cool too. Bruce Wayne's entire retirement plan is to die punching crime in the face. But does that make him the biggest badass?
Hell, baby! What?
That's what later.
I've talked almost no shit about Boba Fett over the years. Honestly, there is not a lot to talk about. Let's get that out of the way. Disney purchased Star Wars and eliminated all of the extended canon. There's even less. We're actually back to including as one of Boba Fett's main contributions to the original Star Wars scripts. Now, it's possible that Boba Fett is falling victim to just being too successful. After all, he's supposedly the universe's deadliest bounty hunter. The Galaxy bounty hunter. God damn it. Fuck you, Heisler. The galaxy's deadliest bounty hunter. I can't do it. Now I'm going to have to fucking cut. I'm doing it again. After all, he is supposedly the galaxy's deadliest. Fuck off, Leo. After all, he is. Fuck off!
If only we put live streaming there.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Hey, man, I sang the content warning song at the beginning, so I can do this.
On the bright side, the Amish will never know you fucked up.
Yeah, that's true. And anybody who listens to the podcast won't know either. All right. Supposed to be the fuck off. It's what I wrote down, dickhead. It's what was in Wikipedia. What do you want?
Accuracy.
If you want accuracy, I wouldn't be going to Wikipedia. All right.
Why would you use Wikipedia?
It would say the same thing. After all, he's supposedly the galaxy's deadliest bounty hunter.
Universes.
And if he's so deadly, how is anyone else supposed to... If he's so deadly that no one else is alive, how is anyone supposed to tell anybody how deadly he is? There you go.
We're real.
It's also far more likely that the only real danger Boba Fett poses is as a choking hazard to children under 6. What is known is that he was a creepy little psychopath kid.
Oh.
After his genetic source material, Jango Fett, Clone Daddy, is beheaded by a motherfucking Jedi, Mini Boba Fett walks over, picks up Papa Fett's helmet, and stares into his dying eyes. Fucking creepy Mandalorian kids, man. I don't know. Maybe he saved his head for nostalgia. We know he saved his dad's dumbass ship. I'm not sure what prop designer thought a high heel shoe with wings was a good layout for a ship design, but kudos on making it happen. It's probably the same guy who made their TIE fighter designed after apple cores and rebel transport ships after a Philly cheesesteak sandwich and a Mon Calamari cruiser from about 3 hours after a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Their ships look like flying turds, is what I'm saying. Boba Fett may not be as deadly or as dangerous as people say he is, but he still has a jetpack, and that ostensibly makes him better than us. But Does that make him a bigger badass? No! That's what we're here to find out. Let's meet the geeks and nerds. Heather, can I get another water? Okay, thanks. For Boba Fett, Team Nerd, and your nerd herder. She is the most badass motherfucker you've ever met. If by badass you mean intermittent depression, fits of anger, and crippling anxiety, it's Kat Chapman!
Oh, yes! Wrong side! Other side! Other side!
Gee, she's a double agent traitor! God damn it!
We're teammates.
Without GVN, how will he argue with random strangers now? 2 words. It's Fat Apollo!
Oh, gee.
God.
One too many there.
Too many. One too many straps. Thank you, sir.
Hailing from Antigonish, by Antigonish. It's if you mix Antigonish and Ganesh, you have no god. Hailing from Antigonish by way of Mandalore, he proved his badassedness once when he tugged on Superman's cape despite the legendary warnings. Only it wasn't actually Superman's cape, it was a penis, and it wasn't so much Superman, but that homeless guy in the mall. It's the answer, Andre Mayette.
You're on the fan.
Are you okay, Leo? You're gonna die. All right. For Batman. For Batman, Team Geek and your geek leader. Now that our monthly shows are over, she's excited to devote more time to her other meaningful pursuits, like saying dirty things in Yiddish and making friends with garbage birds. It's Christy Lee!
Everything's fine.
Garbage birds.
He accidentally summoned Mothra with a track on his MP3 player, but it's okay. The wonderful friends he made through Geeks vs. Nerds have got his back. And a giant can of Raid. It's Lord Nuke! Playpad! And finally, he's the man who feels like Batman when he orders scotch. Because he doesn't demand water, he just demands ice. He demands just ice. Because he doesn't demand water, he demands just ice. He's the credible Hulk. He's the voice. He's Steven Heisler. Hello, geeks and nerds.
Hello, Andrew.
Hello.
Are you ready? Would you please roll for initiative?
Oh, so very tired after 8 years. Here we go. A lowly 6. Lowly 6.
And 3. Nerds. nerds, would you care to go first or second?
Suck it, Batman.
The nerds are going first. So it is the opening round. Nerds, please explain to me that is the bigger badass. You have 2 minutes. Begin.
In order to be the bigger badass, you need to be cool. You also need a mic. Yeah, here's the mic. Is it on? Hey.
There it is.
In order to be a bigger badass, you need to be cool.
Oh, not this.
Cool. The Batman is everywhere. He's been over a dozen movies. He's on television shows, thousands of comic books and novels. He's on school supplies. He's in video games. He even has a line of themed sex toys. You know, for when the Bat Belt doesn't have every tool to finish the job. Boba Fett is and remains cool because seeing him is a rarity. He only pops up now and then, and when he does something badass and disappears again, giving an air of mystery and wonder. Batman is like your stepdad. He wears Argyle sweaters, watches CNN, and is always asking you how your day went. Well, Boba Fett is like your real dad. You only see him every second weekend, but when you do, you get to ride in a sports car and hang out with his big-breasted girlfriend who's young enough to be your sister. He lets you have a sip of beer every now and again. He's got a man bun, but he only takes it out on the weekends, you know, when you're at the lake. You know, cool. Unlike Batman, who's all like, you can't go out wearing that. Not under my roof, you're not. And your mother and I have decided, I don't care, Bruce, because you're not my real dad.
Are you okay, Andre?
He'll be okay.
Hashtag issues.
Hashtag GBN Live. I just want to acknowledge right now that I am just a big thorny prick surrounded by beautiful roses. This is amazing. I enjoy the Batman movies, except Batman versus Superman, because even I am not that much of a masochist. But nothing has made an impact on my image more of the Cape Crusader than Adam West. God rest his soul. It was funny. It was entertaining. It was ooey, gooey, homoerotic goodness. But it was not badass. Badass has always been synonymous with cool for me. All James Dean and leather and atomic blonde and lace. But a middle-aged man and his toys, not cool. I'm sorry to all the middle-aged men with toys in this room and on stage today. Really though, who amongst us hasn't had a man in black leather show up in their bedroom at night with the bat cuffs whispering, I am the night, but for showing off their little grappling hook? No one else? No one else? A couple of you. Maybe we need to update our Tinder profiles.
So Boba Fett, basically, as Andrew said, was raised by a Batman-like figure. But Boba Fett is what Robin would be if Robin wasn't such a little dork. Right? Boba Fett actually goes on and achieves something. And to Andrew's point, he reaches down, and when his father figure is killed, he goes down into the arena, pulls the still steaming head out of the helmet and puts it on. And what does Bruce Wayne do? Well, my parents are dead. Well, I'm super rich.
Well. Boba Fett is badass because he murders anyone as long as the price is right. He's toppled governments, killed galactic rulers, and ended the lives of countless supporters of scum and villainy. Batman can't even kill the Joker, a man who has an accumulated death toll that's comparable to the population of most European countries. Batman won't kill him because it goes against his moral code. I can't kill him because his death would be on my conscience, and I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. But the 100,000 people he's killed every time he walks out of Arkham Asylum's revolving doors, that I'm oddly okay with. He wouldn't even kill Superman, who he believed was evil and was responsible for the deaths of thousands in those god-awful movies because their moms had the same first name. That's like saying, oh, your mom's name is Martha too? That's fine, Hitler. You're free to go. We're good.
Literally America right now.
And when you think about it, what is the one line that Vader says to Boba Fett because he's so fucking badass? No disintegrations. Batman's busy with the whole, here are your Miranda rights. Off we go to jail again. Right? All all Batman is Batman is a make-work project for Batman. Because he needs to keep having the fucking villains come out of Arkham so he can keep working. Boba Fett? Yeah, you're gone. Disintegration. Don't even get me started on what he did to that plate of calamari.
It's a trap!
Man. The Amish.
Okay, thank you very much. We're moving over to the Geeks. Geeks, it's your turn. Please explain to me why Batman is a bigger badass than Boba Fett. Let's begin.
Fat Apollo, I just want to make a quick correction. Bruce Wayne never went, where my parents are dead, where I'm rich, where. He went, where my parents are dead, where I'm rich, So if the record could say that, it'd be great.
I just wanted to thank everyone for coming tonight and express my relief that we're not performing in the back corner of a super questionable sports bar with a bunch of greaseballs playing pool across the... I was looking at my Halcon notes. Sorry. I got him now. I just wanted to thank our wonderful venue, the fabulous Oasis Bar hosting our show tonight. They're the best. It's the best place to be. Try the fish.
Okay. So a few years back when Geeks vs. Nerds was in the Greywood, we did Batman vs. Boba Fett, the remakening. I was in that one. Past Blake was so youthful, with his flowing thick hair and his differently arranged body fat. He was actually on Team Boba Fett for that one, and they won, no small part due to his contributions. But I'm here today to tell you that that guy is a fucking idiot. I mean, he bought the same game 4 different times. Fucking Steam sales. Oh yeah, and then he also thought that the Yost winery was pronounced Jost. And he was clearly wrong about that, and he was wrong about Boba Fett.
I would like to point out as well that in Empire Strikes Back, when Darth Vader's all like, me. He collects all the bounty hunters and says that. Then it's a paraphrase. What Boba Fett does is he tracks down Han Solo, and then he's like, ring, ring. Yeah, hello, Mr. Vader. I know you said bring those guys to you, but would it be okay if, you came and picked them up yourself? No, I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm just telling you that here on Brisbane, Cloud City. Oh, perfect, glad. Okay, so I'll see you in, I don't know, like 2 parsecs? Oh, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much, Darth. I know you didn't go to Evil Sith School for 8 years to be called Mr. Thank you very much. Righto, okay, cheers, mate. We'll see you then. Brisbane, Cloud City. Thank you.
I wouldn't be bringing up OCD as an attribute unless I suffered from it myself and understood that it's not always a detractor. For instance, Batman's obsession with details means he knows his enemy's strengths and weaknesses, just like I know I turned the oven off before I left the house tonight. Batman is the master of 127 deadly martial arts. I didn't even know there were 127 martial arts, let alone deadly ones. To be honest with you, I thought most martial arts were an excuse for bored, lumpy white guys to find some spiritual meaning in their life after eating Cinnabon for breakfast.
That's oddly specific.
Batman is a legitimate genius. For instance, he's smart enough to know that you have to broaden your repertoire beyond jetpacks because after a certain point, all you're doing is increasing the odds of setting your own ass on fire.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it for him. We are on to round 2, the pig monkey question. The pig monkey question is, in order to be a bigger badass, your candidate must be cool at all times. Show how even at their lowest moment, they're still better than you. So, nerds, you have 2 minutes. Please explain why Boba Fett, while even at his lowest moment, is cooler than you. Begin.
Okay, before we begin, this brings me great pleasure on the very last podcast to be able to correct Stephen Heisler. Let the record state that a parsec is a measurement of distance, not time, Stephen. Thank you very much.
That was a reference to the fact that he made the Kessel Run in...
Which was distance, not time.
But how did he make it in a certain amount of parsecs?
Because it was in a black hole.
Fight!
It was actually a series of black holes.
Exactly.
And it...
Or George Lucas just didn't understand.
Can someone please tweet the experts in this?
Yes.
The Amish.
You really want to weigh in on this black hole theory stuff.
It's hard.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about another black hole. That is my life. I'm going to humble myself here, guys. I've had some low moments in my life. I've experienced the death of a parent. I've lost a job once that I loved, and there was the fun side, known as my marriage. But there was no, wow, not a laugh on that. Guys, I'm laughing. But there's dependable.
Little too much, Ed.
Yeah.
Too much.
But there's no lower point in my life, or I assume Boba Fett's, than puberty. 5 years of, what's this? What's that? And you want to put the what and where? I was a walking disaster of hormones and a mental hard-on for Balky from Perfect Strangers.
Woo! What do you mean was?
I was a bad dye job and undiscovered breasts, but Boba Fett was all coolness and pizzazz. He was the kind of guy who left 8th grade a boy and returned to the 9th a man. He was the kind of guy whose pants were never too short. Not like the other teenage boys. You guys know what I'm talking about? You've seen them? The walking growth hormones growing up too fast for their Adidas tearaway pants, and mom just doesn't want to buy another pair because she just bought those, and Christmas is still 2 months away.
Okay, we're talking about low points, as my wonderful assistant here, or co-person. Fat Apollo. Sorry! That was a slip. As my wonderful co-host, whatever. Teammate, that's a word. I was talking with Fat Apollo, actually. So, as my good teammate here, Fat Apollo said, Boba Fett watched his dad get decapitated. Then he picked up the helmet, shook out his dad's head, put the helmet on, and took out the legacy, becoming the galaxy's biggest badass. Bruce Wayne watched his parents get gunned down in an alley, and he gets a sadness boner every time he sees a screening of Zorro, an orphan, a picture of his parents' tombstone, a criminal who looks like Joe Chill, an alley, a gunshot victim, a gun, death of any kind, or a set of pearls. Which gets really awkward during sex when he breaks down in tears every time his girlfriend asks him for a pearl necklace. But Boba Fett's father, Jango, was killed by a Jedi. But did Boba turn his life into a vendetta against all Jedi? No, because he rose above it. Boba Fett became a badass despite his personal tragedy, while Bruce Wayne became one because of it. Boba Fett survived a harrowing ordeal and became a badass and didn't even need a support animal to do it. Well, Bruce can't leave his house without his service animal, a nubile young teenager in booty shorts.
Fuck that dog.
I am terrified of vaginas. Absolutely terrified. And the idea that Boba Fett flew in to a giant snapping vagina with teeth and a beak and those tentacles that women have. And he went in and he spent, what, 5 years in there? This is why I only do guys, because I'm familiar with ass. But the vagina is a mystery snarling sarlacc pit. And though I have birthed 2 children, not personally through my vagina, I must say The idea of spending 5 years in that snarling, snapping vagina makes Boba Fett the biggest badass there's ever been.
I usually end with saying thank you very much, but fuck you and the Amish, man.
Right now, there's a group of all these teenagers watching this going, it's got teeth?
Thank you very much. Geeks, same question. Please show how at even their lowest moment please show how Batman at even his lowest moment are still better than you. You have 2 minutes. Begin.
Okay, so you want to talk about somebody that's cool all times, right? What about the guy who is so rich, he's got air conditioners in his suit? And I mean, I don't just mean the bat suit. I mean his business suit, his swimming suit, hell, even his birthday suit. He's got heat mitigating nanites in his bloodstream. And I mean, he also occasionally chills out with Mr. Freeze, which leads to a low point. He regularly beats the shit out of Mr. Freeze, who is just trying to cure his cancer wife.
His little wife.
Right on the chin.
Who's next?
Me.
Okay.
This is our lowest point.
When Bane broke Batman's spine, Batman montaged his way back to health to defeat the bad guy and save the day. When I broke my big toe on my right foot, I quit my job and spent 6 months laying on my bed in the dark, eating brown M&Ms and listening to The Cure.
Look, despite the recent memory of Batman versus Superman, I think we can all agree that Batman's lowest point was Batman and Robin.
I'm not sure if it works.
Yeah, right?
Do not speak a sing.
And this is how I know that Batman still stayed cool through Batman and Robin, because we could still see his nipples.
Unfortunately, we can still see Batman hockey fights too. That credit card. Is it nippy in here, Batman?
Chill out.
I feed you.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm ending this show. Thank you. We are on to round 3, the trash talk.
Dun, dun, dun.
For who is a better badass? We're gonna start with the nerds, please. We have open trash talk. Begin.
Boba Fett is a lone wolf. He stalks the galaxy all on his own with no help from anyone, man or beast. Batman has an entire support staff of Robin, the other Robin, the third Robin, several other Robins, Batgirl, Batwoman, Batwing, Nightwing, Red Hood, Azrael, Alfred, Jim Gordon, Ace the Bat Hound, Superman, the Justice League, the Outsiders, and pretty much every superhero in the DCU. Batman can't go to the bathroom without a team-up happening. He had an entire comic and cartoon series based on how many times he teams up with people. Badasses work alone. Mid-level office managers have staff. Batman has so many people helping him. Every sexual encounter is an orgy, which sounds cool, but it gets awkward fast when Robin's watching from behind the curtains and Alfred runs out of wet naps.
Robin. Boba Fett is a clone. He's like Dolly the sheep, but with a gun. And if there's anything I learned from 1996's Multiplicity, is that each subsequent clone gets a little more fucked up and a little less functional. And by that logic, we should be applauding Boba when he restrains himself from flinging poo at the Kaminoans. A significant part of being a badass is looking cool, and I realized that in the original trilogy, when he was competing with puppets made from trash cans and dog hair, Boba Fett looked pretty all right. However, seeing him today, all I can think of is ugly 70s kitchen appliances and that horrible shade of puke green smelling vaguely of a lukewarm Jell-O mold. His ship reminds me of something Ron Jeremy probably once snorted coke off of. And I don't know whether to watch a rerun of MASH or jerk off to some disco music.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If America has shown us anything in the last year, billionaires are good people. The latest, if you've seen the latest Batman cover, "Make Gotham Great Again" is Batman's hat. Listen, Batman is the man. What he does is he harshes everybody's vibe, baby. He's hanging with the fuzz, and he's busting all those psychedelic kids like the Joker and the Riddler who just want to get fucking high, man. What's wrong with you? Boba Fett is a true revolutionary. Boba Fett is on his own. Batman, it's Trump all over again.
All right, Boba Fett is the guy who sounds like his name is being pronounced by Jar Jar Binks talking about how much weight Bob Saget has gained. Boba Fett!
Boba can't compete with Batman because he's just a feature of the Dark Knight's many faceted incarnations. You can't compare their accessories because Boba Fett is a Batman accessory. There's even a space Batman minifig. Think about it this way, and it took me a while to come up with this metaphor, so bear with me. If Batman is a sex toy, featuring 5 levels of intensity, a waterproof battery case, a smartphone app, and several unique attachments, then Boba Fett is just that one setting that kind of goes like this. Interesting to be sure, but let's be honest, ladies, a little extraneous.
If it gets the job done.
Yeah. I don't want to know what you ladies do with that thing, okay? Just leave me out of it.
Well, the tendrils wrap around.
We use it to clean our teeth. Guys, I'm a Trekkie. Yes, there are many of you. A year ago, I finally went and got my first tattoo. It could have been a family crest. I could have gotten a flowery tramp stamp. But no, I got a Star Trek tattoo. I'm a Trekkie, guys. So I am crossing universes here with the weight of legendary Trek badasses to tell you that Boba Fett beats them all. Will Riker, Captain James T. Kirk, Captain Janeway. I am speaking today with the authority of the Federation, and I'm telling you, Boba Fett is a badass.
Boba Fett battles hardened criminals, strong alien mercenaries, and crazy bad guys of all sorts. Batman mainly battles normal people suffering from mental illness. It's easy to look badass when you're pummeling the differently able. Hey, look, Batman, it's a man with a dissociative personality disorder. He shall be called Many-Man, and I'll beat him within an inch of his life and dump him in a cold, dark cell in Arkham. Or, you know, maybe we get him some help, maybe a therapist, a comfortable environment to learn to cope with his staggering mental illness. Nah, I'm meaning to have Prince write a song about me, and then an appointment to have rubber nipples attached to my costume.
Okay, so Batman has the Batmobile, he's got the Batcave, he's got his bat suit, he's got a Batleth, you know? All Boba Fett has is what? Those bubbles that are in the bottom of your bubble tea and that cheese that my mom eats to keep herself regular?
I don't get the cheese joke. I don't get the cheese joke.
Fett,
Oh,
Fett,
there you go.
I guess Batman is not a batter man.
Batman isn't a badass. Christian Bale's Batman was defeated by proper diction in the English language.
Hey, Batman never gave up even when it became the bane of his existence.
I like that one.
Okay, I get it. With Batman, the dead parent thing was beaten like a dead parent. But let's face it, guys, there's my parents were killed in front of me issues, then there's my clone dad was killed in front of me by Shaft, and I am utterly alone, and why does my helmet look like a moldy dick? And that's weird, I have no belly button. Kind of
Steve mentioned the questionable bat suit. I actually saw the George Clooney Batman suit in person. Was he still in it? It was kind of neat.
Nipples!
But not badass.
This is lowest point. He still made it cool.
Okay, Boba Fett is just a discount Iron Man. And okay, if Lego Batman has taught me anything, it's that snake clans are fucking terrifying. Oh yeah, and Iron Man sucks!
I think it's important to point out that Batman once defeated a near omnipotent supervillain whose name was spelled Darkseid, so that unlike Boba Fett, Batman was actually able to defeat the dark side.
Boba Fett's cooler. He gets paid by it.
Boba Fett is about as reliable as a Buffy the Vampire Slayer convention guest.
Too soon. These people are hurting. It's too soon. Look, you mentioned earlier, Batman had his back broken, and then he cried. But in the movie, they had a sweet montage. But in the comics, he cried about it for a solid year while he was being healed by a metahuman he was having sex with. He didn't even need rehab or physiotherapy. An immense sand beast, and still managed to claw his way out of it, killing it from within and escaping to freedom, returning to bounty hunting. I, too, once burst out of a constrictive internal biological system, killing it as I made my escape to freedom. Did I get the support Boba Fett did? No, I just got to be born.
Oh, come on. Boba Fett is still wearing his dad's armor. 30 years he's been wearing this stuff. I mean, come on, Boba Fett. We get it. Your dad died and you're sad. But do what the rest of us do and take his armor and make it into a pillow so that you can hug it at night and still get a little smell of him.
Batman has a son. You can't be badass with a son. I would defeat you, Two-Face. But instead I have to take little Damien to a Wiggles concert after changing his dinky. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Who pooped in his little Robin costume? Damien did. Yes, he did. That's why I buy all my element children to the legal organ trade so I can focus on being more badass. One more and I get a free hat.
Make Gotham great again.
Oh, come on. Batman's parents were killed by a criminal, right? So he grew up to fight criminals. Boba Fett's dad was killed by a Jedi. Next time he sees a freaking lightsaber come out, he nopes right the fuck out of there head first into the Sarlacc pit with rockets.
Batman once dodged Green Arrow and Deadshot, which makes them next to impossible to hit. Also, as the world's greatest detective, I'm sure he prepped for this fight by watching the Star Wars movies and realizing that in order to avoid getting hit by a blaster, all he'd need to do is stand perfectly still. When I was looking at Boba's accomplishments, on the list was the fact that he escaped a Sarlacc pit 3 times. I have to be honest, guys, the first thing that crossed my mind was that he wound up in a desert-dwelling vagina squid 3 times.
He left his keys in there.
I'm sorry, no, listen. I'm sorry, Andre. The one time that I went on a date with a girl who had teeth in her box, the next time I saw her on Tinder, I swiped left.
You'd go back if you left your keys in there.
Why is this thing stationary? I think I can get buoyant again.
You guys are all doing your wonderful Batman impersonations, and I don't think I can reach that level, to be honest. But doesn't it sound a little suspicious to anybody else that he sounds like Cookie Monster? And you've never seen them in the same room. It's like, see, here's for Cookie, that's good enough for Batman.
They've said before that you don't bet against the Fett, but last I checked, he was 0-3 against the Sarlacc. He was 0-1 against blind freezer burnt Han Solo, and thanks to Disney, he's now 0-7 against retcons.
Listen, after nearly 6,300 comic book appearances, there is, in fact, almost no scenario Batman hasn't overcome, no villain archetype he hasn't outsmarted. When comic book heroes get past a certain age, writers have to do a lot of drugs and get weirdly specific in order to keep things fresh. I guarantee you that somewhere in those thousands of issues and the infinite possibilities of Batman's Deus Ex utility belt, there's a little button that says execute tired Star Wars extra.
Thank you very much. It is the final round, final words, and as always, the groups, the ones who went first, go last, so it is them. Okay.
So, in preparing for this debate, we've decided that we absolutely despise you guys. We must destroy you because, as all of our mothers, Martha, say.
Wait. Your moms are Martha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our mother's names are Martha too.
This has clearly gotten out of control.
GVN ends the way it started in a big cuddle fest.
Okay, you have heard the argument. Now it's time for you to render your decision. We hear it for Batman and the Geeks. Boba Fett and the Nerd. No fucking clue. Let's hear it one more time. Batman. Boba Fett. Lord High Pig Monkey, happy to settle this debate.
The Amish.
Is the Amish. All right. As Lord High Pig Monkey, I hereby announce the first time it was Batman, the second time it was Boba Fett, and this time it's Boba Fett. Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody on stage. Give them a round of applause. John Roy has put together a video of GVN memories that before we go on and do this. So yeah, you guys can get a.
Wait, there's video evidence of what we've done?
Destroy it!
Looks like it's suicide.
Burn it with us!
Fire, Frodo! Oh yeah, Audrey has some
Nice shirt.
Oh my god!
Mistakes were made.
Yeah!
Oh God.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, thank God.
I'm so sorry about that rocket launcher.
Oh,
Woo!
that's this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the last show.
Oh, yes.
Thanks, John. That was a great job.
I'm not crying, Blake's crying.
Why is his tears on your
So I
I
have a box full of tickets here. I need
Yeah, you all suck.
our prize person to come up here and help me with this. Come on, Kat.
Get over here.
Let's welcome Kat to the stage, everybody. Kat is the one who goes out and collects these wonderful gifts for us to raffle off. Okay. Well, we'll worry about that. We'll put it back in.
All right. 1991088.
1088. Green 1088.
Yours, Ed? No.
No?
Say less.
Yo. Tribute.
1088.
1088. Okay. New one.
Green 1126.
1126. Yay! Pick out another one. One 1091. Green 1091.
Hi, Sean.
No. Sean just got Sean won, and then he got. Oh, okay. I thought you said, no. What's yours is mine.
Same thing.
Okay. 1103. Green 1103. Okay. And one more.
Yeah, Jason.
Jason, you've been a long time supporter. Thanks for all the years,
This is
man.
going to be the first time ever.
That you don't win.
Yeah, because other people bought tickets this time.
1149. Hey! You've never won. The last one, you've never.
First time for everything.
Okay, and now we have our GVN live. Okay.
Yeah, go Addie! She's at FanFest. She's disqualified. Oh no!
Oh, fuck Boba Fett. He didn't he did not win.
But he's the
Is there a Sarlacc pit on stage?
Well, he finds the crap that I dropped on the ground. Okay, so the first tweet is not the winner. It's just one that I think needs to happen, and it was by Ed. So Ed said, this was about the start of the show. Pig Monkey should just break down crying on YouTube for everyone to see and make memorable gifs of. I would like to see that happen, please.
This is why I practiced ahead of time.
So I don't get my gifts?
Yes.
Oh, that's
No
disappointing.
gift for you.
Okay, well, thank you for that. It was funny. So now on to a few honorable mentions that I have. We have one from Addie, of course. Addie is not even here. Addie's in Toronto, but she was watching the live stream. And Addie said, with Pig Monkey, nobody panic. Insurance only covers one segment. And then I have from Simon, who is at C-Sweet Talks. He said, Superman, the show even BDSM enthusiasts won't watch without a safe word. And I know there are some of you out there.
The safe word is Martha.
Somebody said that. That would be a good safe word. And very weird. Very weird.
Okay, Amish time, Amish time.
Okay, I do have another one from Addie for an honorable mention. Batman, it's like Trump all over again. No, Batman knows to wear shades when looking at the sun. And then our winner is Missy, who is also our woo girl. And she said, and then an angelic chorus of nipples rang out. The Amish must be so confused. Come on up and get your prize, Missy.
Well, that's it. You don't have to go home. No, you can stay here. We only did one tonight because I'm going to want to hang out and see everybody. It's last.